Bro, I do not care how hot she is. Stay the away. So recently there's been a big focus on red flags in women. For example, a girl who has male friends or who posts thirst traps online or who still talks to her ex-boyfriend. And don't get me wrong, these things can definitely be a big problem, but oftentimes they're more surface level things that can be addressed if you just set firm boundaries. However, the 6 things that we're going to take a look at in this video are not simple red flags. These things are complete deal breakers. These are deeper identity level things, and even if a girl you're seeing or talking to does not have any red flags at all, but she is guilty of one of the following 6 things, you have to stay away, bro, or she's going to completely ruin your life. Now, as you can see, we also got Julia on the video today.
Hey guys, what's up?
I feel like this is one that we're going to want to have that female perspective to balance out the things we're taking a look at. Number 1, she's tatted up. And for full transparency, I do have a full sleeve tattoo here. I'm gonna put my hoodie back on now. Now, unfortunately for people with tattoos, there are some studies here that do not reflect well on us. For example, one study discovered that people with tattoos were more likely to be diagnosed with mental health issues and to report sleep problems. I'm not sure about sleep problems, but let's continue. Researchers also found that people who had tattoos were more likely to be smokers, to have spent time in jail, and to have a higher number of sex partners in the past year.
Well, it makes sense because tattoos are a more riskier behavior, they're more painful, and they're something permanent on your body, and usually they're done like impulsively.
Yeah, and I think there is a little bit of a double standard here between men with tattoos and women with tattoos, because for a man, having a higher risk tolerance and being able to take risks is something that almost always leads to a positive payoff. For example, we got to take risks to even approach girls and create dating opportunities. We have to take risks in our careers if we want to make more money and get to the top. Obviously, now in 2024, women don't have to take the risks ever in the dating market, let's be real, but they can also take those career risks.
Yeah, but let's be serious. Like, they're in career, if they're fully tatted, like, they're not going to have a good career.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's just more emblematic that it's someone who has masculine energy if they have a lot of tattoos.
I think for girls that are fully tatted, it's more of a mental health thing, that they're hiding from their trauma or they're trying to display, that they've had some issues. Not to mention, you don't really want to date a girl that likes the risky behavior, like tattoos, sexual partners, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think a lot of guys also probably get tattoos to cover up mental health issues as well. We're not talking about dating men here, though.
And also, we're not talking about like little tattoos that girls get because their grandmother died and they're trying to do like a tribute to them.
Number 2, strange things. Not Stranger Things like the TV show, strange things. So there's a guy we know who told us this weird story about his landlord. He was telling us that his dog was pooping all over the garden in his apartment complex, and the landlord was like, that's not cool, you gotta stop that. So what this guy did, rather than stopping his dog, was he went and got a lawyer to threaten to sue the landlord because I guess he was trying to like set a boundary with him. And after he told us this story, I was seriously scratching my head. Like, Julia, that story made him look really aggressive and bad for, pointlessly attacking his landlord legally. Like, what?
Yeah, we were so caught off guard that he was telling us this story that made him look so bad, and he was like super proud of it. And the other day I was actually getting my hair done, and I told my hairdresser that I was pregnant, and she was like, oh, when I was pregnant, I drank my whole pregnancy, nothing to worry about, there's really no research on it. And she was like very proud that she drank her whole pregnancy.
It's like, yeah, you're so cool that you're killing your baby in the womb. That's awesome. But sometimes you'll meet people, guys or girls, who just brag about weird things, like, I beat the shit out of this guy at the bar last week. It's like, cool, you're getting in bar fights, man. That's real awesome. Or a girl telling you about different hookups she's had or how she was arrested for doing something illegal. And when anyone does this, and again, it could be a guy, you have to understand they're showing you, they're revealing who they are, and you should fucking listen. It's the same thing that if a girl tells you like, hey, I'm not really interested in seeing you anymore, I wish you the best. And I have guys asking me like, well, what do I say back to that? I'm like, bro, she literally just told you she's not interested. Just listen to her. It's just pointless to get engaged with a girl or even have a close friend as a guy who has an upside down moral compass, because it's gonna rub off on you. It's gonna lower your vibrational state.
And it's not gonna change.
Yeah, and then what if y'all have kids together in the future? What type of a role model is that? Number 3, some people might not like this. She still identifies as a feminist in 2024. And we'll see what Julia thinks about this one. But look, the idea of feminism is that men should have, or women, excuse me, fucking shit.
This is the problem.
yeah. And who knows anymore what it means, right? Feminism, in its oldest meaning, was that women should have equal opportunity to men. However, if we're being real, legally, women have had the same rights as men for many years now, and feminists, or people who still identify as feminists in 2024, almost always, it seems like they don't want to be equal to men. They want to be on top of men, and they want men to, pay for all their sins of the past and be repenting under women.
Yeah, I think growing up, I definitely would have identified as a feminist. I really wanted equal rights for women. I wanted women to feel like they had the same opportunity as men. But as I've grown older and realized that we do, it's more now hating men. And I really don't like that. And when you hear women talk about it, they just really hate men and they're so against men. And I'm not for that.
But let's not get carried away. I think it's futile as a man to be angry at feminists or worry about that. Let's just keep our heads down, focused on our own lane, focused on improving our own lives. However, if you are in the dating market and you meet a girl who has, let's say, her pronouns are in her bio and she's very passionate about all these types of things, I think you know the things I'm talking about.
AKA wicked woke.
Again, when people reveal themselves to you, listen, she is telling you that she does not want a traditional relationship. She doesn't want to be a wife and a mother, at least not in the traditional sense. And look, if you're open to this different type of setup, that's completely fine, but don't expect her to change. These things have been
ingrained.
They're in there. They're there to stay. You know something else that kind of grosses me out?
What?
When women have bad acne.
Yeah, it's the same with men when they have like pimples, oily skin, red skin, or it's just super wrinkly.
Yes, time for us all to step up our skincare game and also level up our confidence, because when you have that clear skin, you look in the mirror, you feel a lot better about yourself. And that is why we decided to partner with Tiege Hanley to be the sponsor of today's video. Look, Tiege Hanley simplifies the process of having amazing skin. They provide you with all of the products you need and nothing that you don't. I'd recommend you get started with their level 1 system that has you covered with all the basics. A daily face wash to keep your skin clean, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer to use in the morning with sun protection, and a PM moisturizer to use at night before bed. And to make it dead easy for guys like us, each box comes with one of these instruction cards that tells you exactly how much of each product to use, when to use them, and in what order. That's clutch. And don't just take my word for it. Tiege Hanley has over 9,000 reviews with a 4.6 star average from guys all across the globe. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, you know that they're hooking it up. If you click that first link in the description, you're gonna get 40% off your first box of Tiege Hanley. Then you're gonna get 20% off for life as a Tiege Hanley member. And they're even gonna throw in a free bonus gift that's worth $20 on its own. Don't wait any longer. Just click that first link in the description to take your skincare game to the next level. Number 4, she gets drunk.
So a misconception I think a lot of people have is that you can only be an alcoholic if you drink every single day. But I know people that don't drink 9 to 5 all week. They're fine. But then on the weekends, they get sloshed. They're literally blackout.
Okay, so regardless whether or not you label it as alcoholism or being an alcoholic, because I think some people might get a bit defensive there, I would say that if you're someone, and this also goes for you, bro, not just girls, but if you're someone who regularly drinks to get drunk, even if that's just like 1 or 2 times per month, like it's a regular habit that you drink to get drunk, and you're not still in university or some heavy drinking culture, not that it's good then, but we are a product of our environments, there's a problem. In fact, we know that of people who are clinically considered alcoholics, and like Julia said, that doesn't mean you drink every day, only 35% recover and stop. And a lot of y'all probably know this just creates so many problems in a relationship, because that's when fights tend to happen, the big blowout fights, right? When just one of y'all is blackout drunk. Also, the person who drinks is going to be going out a lot. Most guys don't want their girl going out a lot to the bars and the clubs. It doesn't tend to be a place that really helps facilitate a monogamous relationship. And the same goes for guys as well. You know, if your girl's staying at home and you're going out getting drunk at the clubs all the time, that's still a shit relationship.
And take that one step further. What is that going to look like when you guys have kids?
Yeah, and let's be real. I actually just looked at the stats, and men are about twice as likely than women to become alcoholics. And some of y'all probably, unfortunately grew up in a household where one or both of your parents drank, so you understand how serious this is. So if you're someone who falls into this category now, maybe this is just that additional reminder you need to start making some serious changes. But if you're dating a girl and she drinks to get drunk, man, time to move on. It's not going to change. Number 5, she speaks trashy.
It's gonna be nothing but short short skirts.
So both of us grew up in suburbs near Boston, and as you know, the Boston accent is a bit trashy.
What's the matter, smart ass? You don't know any fucking Shakespeare?
And man, a lot of kids I went to school with, they were so proud to speak like this and say, you know, what the fuck are you talking about, kid? And I think a lot of it's people from more low income areas, and they take pride in swearing a lot, not being respectful, being kind of aggressive how they speak to people in general.
You know those people that kind of say things to make other people feel really uncomfortable? Those types of people.
And I'm not saying these are bad people. A lot of them I knew are actually good people with good hearts, but it is a bit of an ugly habit. I think a lot of it comes generationally because that's how their parents spoke, and then that's how their grandparents spoke. So on one hand, it's not their faults, but on the other hand, it's also not likely to change. So if you meet a girl who speaks like this,
hey guys, Tammy here.
On one hand, it's going to start to rub off on you. I'm saying that having been around people who speak like this a lot of my life, you start to speak a little bit less respectfully. It just kind of lowers your vibrational frequency.
Also, you're going to be embarrassed to go out with her because she's going to be rude.
You're getting $5, okay?
And then you're going to be uncomfortable, and you're just not going to want to date someone like that.
And do you want your kids to grow up modeling their behavior after that? And if you're watching this and you do have some of these speech patterns, focus consciously on changing that, bro, because it's also holding you back in your relationships, you know, meeting higher level men, improving in your business and your career. The higher level guys, they're gonna be a little bit repulsed by that speech. Number 6, she does not cook or clean. And she's kind of proud of it too.
I don't cook, I don't clean.
Growing up, I have a sister, and my mom made it very clear that me and her were gonna know how to clean the house, and we were gonna know how to cook. She did not have to teach any of this to my brother. It was not a priority. It was a priority that we knew how to do this. And I feel like it's like a basic skill that every girl needs to bring to the table.
Yeah, and even if you don't need like the most traditional type of relationship, even though I do think that's what most men are aiming for today, it's something that, I mean, I could say the same thing about you, bro. If I came over at your place and it was a complete mess with shit everywhere, that says a lot of where you are at in your life. And I'd probably bet things are not going your way because you're not taking control and not taking pride in the environments around you. That's actually a good place to start with self-improvement.
But as a girl, like, what else are you bringing to the table? If the man is supposed to bring the finances, like, a woman needs to be able to take care of a household. And who's gonna take care of it if she's not?
Now, to be fair, there's some girls who are not raised like you and your sister, and they don't know how to cook yet. I think the bigger problem is when you meet a girl who's like proudly telling you, yeah, I don't cook, I don't like to cook. And then she's kind of like looking over at you, waiting for your response, like you're gonna be so impressed by the fact that she doesn't cook. That's happened to me on dates before.
No, for sure.
More than one time.
Yeah, well, she expects the man to do it.
It's this type of entitled attitude that's, I am who I am, and you can't change me, and you better like that and chase after me. And it's gross, honestly.
So let's take this one step further. Let's say you marry this girl that doesn't cook and you have children together. Who's going to do the cooking?
Well, there's a lot more cooking and cleaning to happen once there's kids. So if your girl doesn't do it, you better be prepared to be doing a lot of cooking and a lot of cleaning, or I guess like the kids are gonna starve and you're gonna have like the dirtiest house ever. Now, if you're working hard to improve your dating life and meet higher quality women, then you need to watch this video next. It's about 5 sneaky ways that women test a man's confidence. And I know you're not trying to mess around with girls that are playing games, but even the high quality ones, they're gonna test you a little bit. So click there to watch that now so you're ready to pass the tests. If you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, as I drop 2 new videos every single week and you don't wanna miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video.
Stay beastly.
Stay beastly.